So yesterday was the start of the UK's celebrated National Baby Swimming Week, and Afternoon Express decided to shed some information on the early development of babies as a result of swimming for our weekly Mommy Mondays segment. Here to help us understand more is paediatrician and mum, Dr. Lyndal Gibbs, and her son, Luke Gibbs. Hi. Hello. How are you, Lyndal?
Good, and you?
Hello, Lukey.
Say hello, Jenny.
How are you, kitty? So, I mean, this goes without saying. Yeah. National Baby Swimming Week is so important.
Absolutely.
Just to spread awareness because, wow, water is dangerous.
Yes.
Especially for little ones this age.
Big time.
Why is it important to you?
So, I mean, ironically, I'm actually... I don't actually swim well. And
really?
For me, it's always been a bit nerve-wracking being in the water, knowing that I can swim to save my life, and that's about as far as we can go. And, you know, we grow up in Cape Town surrounded by the sea and swimming pools and stuff. So for me, it's been really important that my kids know how to swim.
Sure. And how young can they be for you to teach them? Is that whole thing of throwing the newborn baby in the pool effective?
that is the worst. So, you know, there's different schools of thought. Our swimming teacher, who we've been swimming with her for the last 6 years between my daughter and him, she feels that's tantamount to child abuse. It doesn't drown-proof children. It actually creates so much fear in them in the long term.
Really?
So the way that we do it is it's so gentle. It's such fun. It's mom or dad in the water with the kids, and they just learn to be safe and to enjoy themselves. And slowly but surely the swimming part of it comes, but they don't even learn strokes or anything till they're about 4 years old.
But is there such a thing as baby proofing? Like, I know I've gone with one of my godsons before when he was a tiny little baby, and what she was doing is she was pushing him under the water to train him how to go onto his back. Is baby proofing a thing? I mean, baby swim proofing.
So I think you can never completely drown proof a child. You know, it can happen at any time. We've seen children, you know, I'm a paediatrician, so I've seen children who can swim, who are good swimmers, actually still drowning. So I don't think as parents we can ever go, this is sorted, my child can swim and I can stop watching them. We have to watch them. We have to be so diligent with them in the water. But I mean, with learning to swim under the water and stuff, they learn to swim, to turn onto their backs. They learn to swim under the water, to breathe under the water. But it's such a gentle and natural progression that it actually doesn't feel like they're being taught. It just looks like we're playing for half an hour a week. Yeah.
And how good is it for them, for their cognitive development? I'm sure for them, I mean, babies, but do they have a spiritual wellness?
Oh, definitely.
But for being in that water, I mean, because kids can also get stressed.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful bonding experience. Yeah. I think it maybe teaches them to listen a little bit, if you can imagine. He's like, I want to be like swimming, guys.
He wants money.
Yeah. So I mean, because you're doing it so gently, you're bonding, you're creating that trust experience. Yeah. And I think it's really good for their motor development as well. You know, they're getting strong, they're using their cores, they're learning to hold their breath. So it actually makes them incredibly strong in the long run as well.
Okay, so when do you recommend, like for any new moms, when do you recommend that they can take their kids for swimming lessons?
You can start from about 4 to 6 months. It really, you want to get them early enough that they're not scared of the water, that they haven't learned to fear. But even if it's before you take them for swimming lessons, you can play with them in the bath, you know, put a bit of water over their faces, that kind of thing. So there's a lot you can do from the get-go, just to keep them comfortable. I mean, they've come from 9 months in water, so just to keep them comfortable in that environment.
And I think I can't stress enough, because I know a few families, personally, that it's happened to them is when their kids have ended up in the water. You've always got to watch them. You cannot take your eyes off a child in the bath, in the water. If there's a pond around, you cannot let a child unsupervised near water.
This guy will find a cat bowl, so yes. Even a cat bowl is dangerous, so any body of water, it's still dangerous for them. But a big thing that we learn with the kids is they learn that they're only allowed in the pool if mom or dad is there. So a lot of what we do is just sitting there. You feel like, why are we just clapping still? But they have to wait for you to give the signal that they can climb in. So, you know, they learn as they're getting bigger. I remember my daughter, about age 2, sitting at the edge of the pool and just clapping. And she waited for me to climb in, and then she jumped in. So they're just learning that safety inherently.
It's so important. Like, I've got a little godchild who's now almost 3 years old, and watching him dive in the water, I'd panic as a mother. I think I'd be the most neurotic person on the planet. So I just watch them jumping in, and I think,
kids, they make you
scared. They're going to hit their heads, they're going to do, it's crazy. Thank you so much for sharing such important important information with us.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you for bringing Luke.
Sure.
He's definitely made our studio a much happier place today.
I think he's rearranged some of it, but he had fun too.
No, it's great. I love having kids and animals in the studio all the time. It's the best.
Cool.
So, coming up on Afternoon Express, the amazing Miguel Progrero hits the stage after the break. Don't miss out.